Good morning, guys. I am your host, Thaddeus Sims, for the Connect 0007 podcast. And today's episode is going to be about overcoming shyness. And I cannot wait to dive into this. But you already know before I dive into this, I have to share a fun fact with you. So apparently, there's actually a basketball court on the top floor of the U.S. Supreme Court building. And apparently, it's known as the highest court in the land. I guess that's cute. But apparently, yeah, that's like a real thing. I had to like really look that up. But go ahead and check that out. So, all right, let's start into this podcast. Okay, so boom, you walk into an event that you have to be to, and it's full of people. Oh my gosh, those people things are here. What do you do? Now, before jumping in all the way, I wanted to share with you guys about like shyness for a bit. So, apparently I used to be shy when I was younger and I broke out of it. And I thought that counted, but apparently it doesn't. I talked with some friends about it, and apparently that just didn't count. So I had to ask close friends and family who were shyer much longer than I was about, some of the things that they experienced or some of the things they had to go through. So I really wanted to make sure for any of you guys out there who may be, shy, you want to overcome it. I really wanted to make sure I talked to people who were shyer much longer than me, since apparently mine doesn't count. And I really wanted to help you guys. So just a few questions, like with your shyness, would you say that you keep to yourself to avoid people? That's the first question. And then let's just say you do get to a place and, you don't know anybody. Do you try to find someone to make you a bit more comfortable? That's another question. And let's just say a few things. We're in this generation. Do you just immediately go on your phone so, you're not like, you don't look awkward and you just look like you're distracted and so you don't talk to people? And then people try to talk to you, do you give like short and small answers when people speak to you? If so, then you're pretty shy. And that's okay. That is literally okay. So literally, I asked, my close friends and family what it is that they experienced when all this happened. And these were a few things that I got. I can relate to it a bit. Just a little bit of mine. I was shy when I was much younger, maybe like early elementary school. And I just remember just breaking out of it. But again, everyone tells me that doesn't count. So let's just dive into this some more. Let's just say you do get around people and you're in this, like let's say an event that you have to be to. So you have to be there, not choosing. Do you, when someone talks to you, do you question yourself? Like, why is this person talking to me? Or do you get self-conscious immediately about your weaknesses? Like, oh my gosh, why is this person talking to me? Oh my gosh, do they know I'm afraid of people? Do they know I don't like talking to people? Oh my gosh, they know like I'm really bad at eye contact. Do you start thinking like all of those like negative things, of why this person is talking to you? Or do you even just question all of that? Or, it could be due to a few things with like low self-esteem or whatever it is. But I'm here to tell you that nobody knows your weaknesses but you, especially a new person. They know nothing about you. And I just want to dive in on that just from an outside person looking in, I guess, since I'm going to switch it and say, being the one who's not shy. If I was to come up to a person and they were shy, I can kind of pick up on that they're shy because, there's signs or whatever. The signs, guys. I don't know your weaknesses. I'm not trying to attack you or nothing like that. I have no idea what it is that you're afraid of. I know nothing. I just see this human being here in this place, and God forbid, I'm probably lost and have no idea what the hell's going on. So I'm thinking you may know, you may have a better shot than me. And I'm just coming to you because you're the nearest human being. I know nothing of like all the stuff you've been through or this, that, and the other. So just from an outside looking in type of thing, just kind of know that, because I know some people think that like, why is this person talking to me? And you may just be a bit self-conscious, like, I was talking with some close friends. There may be, you may have a bit like a skin problem or acne, or you may feel like you're not tall enough. You may feel like something's with your hair. Like, no one thinks of that. I promise you, no one really pays attention to that. So if that's something that you think of, just know no one really like looks at that and stuff like that. So you're good. But let's just skip that for a minute. Like, you know yourself, you know the things that you think of. But let's move on to, how do you overcome this shyness? And really the first step, and it may sound really simple, but it really is the first step. It's really just making the decision to overcome the shyness. Like, you have to decide that, okay, I really want to not be shy anymore. And once you make that decision internally, then that's when you have to start doing things. And some of those things is just really just pushing yourself to be a bit more open and expressive. I remember for me, at that time when they say I wasn't, but I think I was shy, I used to think a little bit like, okay, I don't know this person. It's going to be awkward. They're going to probably think I'm weird. They're going to probably think I'm whatever it is. I used to think that, or, I'm really tall and they're really short. They might be afraid. I don't want, I used to think those things, but I had to make a decision like, I don't want to be like this. So I would see cool people that I thought was cool, and I wanted to talk with them. So I just kind of had to like make myself do it, and I had to find some way to engage in conversation and express whatever it is. I may have thought that person had like a really cool shirt, or I may have thought that person had a really cool accent. I don't know what it is. I just have this thing about accents. If I find that you have an accent, oh my gosh, I want to be your best friend. I don't know, but one of the things, or a term that you could use, is what I call ice breaking, or just breaking, or what you hear people saying, just break the ice. That can be the hardest step, but I can tell you it can be very easy. The thing is, you have to stop really focusing on yourself and focus on the other person. What is he or she wearing? What is, he or she doing? That is what I do. Like, I do this to this day. I'll go places and I'll see a person. They may have like a really cool, colorful outfit, dashiki or whatever it is. And I'm just like, that's a really cool dashiki. I'm going to tell them that, because you'll find that a lot of people love compliments, and you actually brighten people's day. And also too, you're not focusing on yourself. And that person, would like that because they're wearing it to stand out for a reason, or they're wearing it or whatever. And if you just, find something to compliment someone on, you'll find that that's a really cool icebreaker. And from there, you can tell if that person's really friendly, if they want to engage and talk back. And if not, some people may just say, oh, thank you, and keep it going. And that's perfectly fine. But break the ice. That person's hair may really be cool, or that person may have something. There's always something that you can find. And you'll find that would be really easy to do. Just start with a compliment and go from there. But what you'd have to do is, speaking with a good friend of mine who was shy and overcame it, one of the things that he said is that you're going to have to do it over again. Like, push yourself, break the ice, and you're going to have to do it over again until you get comfortable. And it's really simple, just like that. I mean, again, it may sound super hard, but it's just, you have to make that decision first, be open, and then just start somewhere. Even if oh my gosh, there's little things you can do. Like, you may not speak to no one. You may be super, super shy. Don't even like talking to people. But, you can start very, very small and go places that have a lot of people and just walk around. You may not have to talk with them, but just kind of get yourself familiar with a lot of different people. That may take you a week or a month or whatever. And then you kind of just get used to the crowd a little bit. And then, you may want to take another step forward and just say, I'm going to at least say hi to 3 people I don't know at all today. And you don't even have to stay there. Just say hello and keep it going. and then just kind of get comfortable with that, just feel, okay, I can do that. And you may want to bump that from 3 people to 5 to 7, and you just do that. And then you may want to move up to say, I actually want to say a compliment to someone like, hey, I really like your hair. And they say, oh my gosh, thank you, or whatever. And you keep it moving. And you just slowly do these things to build yourself up. And you'd find like it's scary in the beginning, but once you start, you realize, oh my gosh, like I didn't die. Like you said hello and you didn't die. Like your heart didn't give out. You're here. And you pat yourself on the back, later. Or if you need to go around the corner and just be like, oh my gosh, thank you, I did that. By all means, do that. But yeah, you just have to really just do it over again until you just get comfortable. And each time you do that, you're overcoming that fear. So every time you go in that crowd, every time you say hello to that person, break the ice, you're investing in like overcoming that shyness. You're beating that fear with each hello, each decision, each step that you make. You're overcoming that. Now, let's kind of go on the other side of the spectrum for a bit. You may not have none of those things that I just mentioned. You may be, for example, you may just can pick up on people's vibes, and you got to feel some people out. So you may not necessarily be shy. You may just, okay, nah, I don't feel right. This person doesn't feel right. I'm not going to talk to them. And so some people, you may come off as a bit shy because people are like, oh, why don't he talk to people? And it's because homebro can pick up on these vibes and he can tell, y'all messy. And that's why he don't talk to people. So you could be that, or you could be a combination of all those things I said and reading people's vibes. So for those of you who just read people's vibes and you just got to fill it out, I mean, listen to those vibes. If they're saying like this person's messy or trouble or this, that, and the other, you're good to just keep it, high and by and keep it going and not saying nothing to that person at all. So by all means, use your good judgment, but don't let that hold you back if you are, in an environment that you need to grow, progress, and things like that. You may have to kind of go past them vibes a little bit and, do what you need to do to progress. An example, there may be you at work and there may be a certain manager who you can't stand for nothing. I mean, you just want to like punch him in the face, or he trip and fall, or something crazy. I ain't gonna go into too many examples because boy, do I have them. But you may need to talk to that manager for, I don't know, a specific thing that you need or something that's going to help you and people around you. But because his vibe is just trash, you was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to him. I'm gonna be, respectful and just say, hey, Mr. Man, I'm gonna need, don't do that. You got to be professional. Sorry. Hello, sir. Hey, I need so-and-so for this project. By any chance, do you have it in the office? And, he may be his trashy self and you just, look, and as long as you just get what you need to get, then it just all works out. So that's kind of a weak example, but you get what I mean. You're going to have to kind of go past those vibes and communicate with people instead of just staying still and suffering, because some people do that. I used to do that for a split second, but I had to stop that because it just wasn't doing me no favors. And another thing is, sometimes you just don't have the need to talk to someone. And that's okay, because that's just how it is. I do the same thing. I can be friendly and I can talk with people, but some people, I just have not a lick of interest or energy to speak with that individual. And sometimes they'll come and speak to me and I say hello and talk back and just keep it moving. But that's okay if that's you. So, overall, if you okay and content with being like that, that's fine. If you want to overcome your shyness, there's a few things to get through that, And another thing is, there's a few tips for you. I feel like this is going to be a short podcast. So a few tips is talking with a good friend of mine's. She shared with me that for her to get out of her shyness, she was forced to get out of hers due to situations that happen. she said tips to give you all would be to take your time and don't let others force you to not be shy. So go at your own pace, kind of like what I was saying before with just start small, go somewhere if you feel it. Don't let someone push you and force you. You have to make the decision. You reap so many benefits from there. It's not, a scar or anything. It's something you chose to do and you just feel so like empowered because you made that decision and you overcame that. Another big tip that she shared is to learn how to be yourself around people you don't know. And guys, I will say this, once you master just, kind of just talking to people, saying hello, bye, creating conversations, breaking the ice, this, that, and the other. Once you say you master that, then I would say the next big level would be to learn how to be yourself around people you don't know. And that takes some time because that is something that I would say maybe early last year. I want to say that is something that I had to learn to do because we all know we have certain cliques, we have certain groups of friends, we have our crazy friends, we have our adventurous friends. We have all those different friends or groups and we're different. And sometimes some of us may not have a lot of friends like that. We just may be different when it comes to family and people we don't know. And, you kind of adjust, but that's a big thing is once you learn how to be yourself around people you don't know, it just makes it easier. Like, I know there's a lot of things I do not know. And I am very aware that I have slow moments, but I'm also very aware that I'm really good at picking up people and their vibes. And I also know that I'm very weird and I own all of that. And so when I'm around people I don't know, I just do it. I just be myself because I do it in a way that's like a kind of like a test in a way. It's like if you're just yourself and they can't handle you just as you are, then why keep them in your life and slowly reveal those things to them? It's kind of like, you're saving yourself time for if they just can't accept it. You just saved yourself time and you don't need that person in your life. Just be yourself and it's just like, boom, you're going to either try the people that's, on your wave or not. And when you kind of don't be yourself, you're just kind of like there. And, as you try to get to know this person, they get to know you. It's kind of like awkward because they're not like weird and or like different like you. So just save yourself some time there. But you'll do that. The more you get to know yourself, the more you learn to be comfortable in your own skin, the more you will be able to do that around people you don't know. And another thing is just try to find others' energies who somewhat matches yours. And I say somewhat because, as you get to know people, you can tell if you're in the same wavelength as some people. And some people, you may meet who, if you're in a different event, we'll just say a place you have to be. If you're the type of person who really loves loud colors, find someone who's wearing loud colors as well. And, talk to that person. And, they may be a bit different, but they kind of match your outfits or your style or stuff like that. And it just makes it a bit more comfortable. You just find things that matches you and it just makes it a bit easier. I know that's what I do. I have my hair in all types of different styles, so I love finding people whose hair are in a weird or unique style, and I will immediately gravitate towards them. And this person, we may have like nothing in common, but because I like their hair, I will talk to them more like, dude, how did you get your hair like that? Or blah, 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 blah. And we just like, I guess, click from there. It just makes me a bit more comfortable. And I'm sure it makes the other person comfortable too. Like, okay, there's somebody else we know. It just, again, helps break the ice. But that, my amazing people, is all that I have for you when it comes to overcoming shyness. And with that being said, if there are any points that you would like me to cover in a future podcast or questions or anything you'd like me to go over, please leave comments below, message me or whatever. There's many ways you can contact me. And just like let me know. I'd be more than happy to go over this. Again, my friends say it doesn't count, that I was shy when I was younger and broke out of it. I think it does, but to each his own. But if you're currently someone who is shy and you wanted to overcome this, I really hope this helps. Again, I'll probably say this a lot in every podcast. There are lots of books that'll help you, but I would say the best thing is personal experience, getting yourself out there, making the decision, talking to people, and slowly just get comfortable. And after a while, you'll find that it's pretty easy. And those people things that we're constantly always around aren't that bad. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I hope everything gets in alignment with whatever you're working to achieve. You're awesome. You're amazing. Many blessings to come to you. And that's all, folks. I will talk to you soon. Later.